Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, all series videos. Thank you so much for the likes, the comments, and for subscribing. Guess what? In this video I'll be updating you on his mistress child. Guess what? Yashoda found out Krishna's father. It is shocking to see that the person she's living with in the same house, her own husband, is Krishna's father. She could not believe her findings. Watch when she realized Ashok is Krishna's father. It is shocking to see. Please subscribe to this channel. The episode starts with Ashok asking Kamini, "What are you saying?" and tells that my friend had written it, or maybe he lied and someone else would have written it. Manoj says it is not that famous that we shall come to know who wrote it. He asks if anyone knows who has written Twinkle Twinkle and other poems. Nepal and Asta nods no. Manoj asks why there is an argument about this. Krishna says this song was written by my mother and I just want to get her identity identified by everyone. He says maybe my mother wrote it for my father. Dadaji asks who was your mother, what was her identity, and tells that the party is getting spoiled because of him. He asks Krishna to go inside. Mawa says don't know who his mother and father is. Krishna says my mother has an identity and some people of this house had known her. Ashok gets tensed. Dadaji asks Krishna to go inside. Krishna runs from there. Yashoda goes behind him. Krishna asks how did this projector get burnt and tells that it had the proof of my mother's identity. Yashoda asks, what are you saying? Krishna tells that Kamini ma'am had made a video of my mother photos. Yashoda asks, how did Kamini know your mother? Krishna tells that his mother was Kamini's junior in college. Ashok comes there and gets shocked. Krishna says, I will go and ask Kamini madam. Yashoda says, Ashok ji had said that he will show our photos on projector. Why did he lie? She says he doesn't want Krishna's mother's identity to be revealed in front of everyone. And that's why he burnt the projector. She says, if these family members know about Mala, then why did they hide it from me? She goes out. Ashok turns his face. Yashoda goes to her room. Yashoda recalls everything from the start. That Ashok had come to the hospital. Ashok telling her that Mala had left the guy. Asking her to keep Mala's pic in the cupboard. And telling Dadaji that Krishna is not an orphan. And thanking him for saving Nepal, referring to her as his sister. Writing his name on father's name for Krishna. Babuji tells Ashok that it is difficult to get such a son in this time and tells that they are lucky to have him as their son. He says, your father had a small name and you made our name famous. He says, I feel proud that I am Ashok Gupta's father who has not done any sin and who always tried to keep his family name on top and make sure that it doesn't get stained. Yashoda cries, realizing Ashok is Krishna's father. Amma tells Ashok that she is proud of him and she feels full of pride. They feel proud of him. Amma asks Babaji to give him tickets. She says it is tickets of Shimla for Yashoda and you and asks him to have a holiday. Babuji says it is gift from us on your anniversary. He asks him not to let anyone bad sight fall on his honesty and truthfulness. He tells Amma that he can die peacefully now, that his prestige will be maintained by Ashok. Ashok recalls Kamini's threat. Amma asks, why are you talking about all this? And asks Ashok to give ticket to Yashoda. Ashok holds Babuji's hands and says, I talked to you in loud voice many times and asks him to forgive him for all the mistakes which he did intentionally and unintentionally. Babuji says our thoughts don't match and says if everyone has same thoughts, Then how the generation will move forward. Ashok says, I have crossed limits. You are my father, can scold and beat me. Babuji says, I didn't feel bad of your words. You are a lawyer. If you don't argue, then who will argue? He asks him to get ready to go to Shimla. Ashok gets up and hugs Amma. Arvind hugs them. Ashok opens his arms wide. Babuji gets up and hugs Ashok. Ashok gets teary eyes and leaves from there. I couldn't become a good son, husband, brother, and not even a good human. He cries. Yashoda also cries. Yashoda tears the diary pages. Ashok recalls Yashoda telling that she can't bear lie and betrayal. He peeps in the bedroom and sees her tearing the diary pages and crying. He is about to go inside, but thinks from where to get the courage to accept that he couldn't reveal the truth to her. Everything is shattered because of him. He then comes to the hall and thinks of Amma, Babuji, Arvind, Ashtar, Nupur, and Yashoda's words. He then thinks of Kamini's taunts, that she will soon blacken his face, and Bazal's words, that he is bad luck here in the house. He recalls Krishna telling that his father shall face his own punishment. Yashoda wipes her tears and comes out of her room. She sees Ashok standing in the hall and says she wants to ask him something. Ashok asks her to ask. Yashoda says, I am afraid that the illusion of trust will break. Ashok is teary eyes. She goes from there with teary eyes. Ashok looks at his house and sits down crying. He cries thinking about his family and Krishna. Yashoda is sitting and sleeps. She sees a dream in which Ashok is walking somewhere, runs and vanishes. She hears strange sound and wakes up in the morning. She knocks on the bathroom door and calls Ashok. She wonders where did he go, as he is not in the kids' room also. She finds Krishna's door open and sees him sleeping. She goes to Terrance and sees Train. She calls him, but his phone is off. Arvind comes there and says good morning. Yashoda calls him and finds his phone off. Krishna wakes up and thinks he will ask Saji to tell everyone about his mother. He thinks to make tea for them. Yashoda finds his bike outside and calls Manoj. Manoj picks the call. Yashoda asks if he knew where Ashok is, as his phone is off. He says I didn't talk to him since night and gets worried for him. He thinks, where did he go? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and come back for more updates from your favorite Z Word series.